So tonight's low temperature is 15. So it is finally time. Plus, I'm not going anywhere for like 3 days. We are finally setting up. Boom. My smudge bundle here. So here's the deal with the wood stove. My biggest concern with this, other than my ceiling catching on fire, is when I got this wood stove, I didn't have a super rowdy kitten. I think everything's going to be just fine, but it's going to be kind of a chore to keep him from just burning his paws on this, you know. But the type of wood stove that I have, the top plate here is separate from the firebox. It's floating on there. So it still gets hot enough for you to like boil water on, but it's not like immediately touching the firebox, you know. Also, it's been literally a whole year since I've used this. So it's about to smoke like crazy. There's so much dust that's about to burn off of this thing. All right, here we go. But it's just like anything else. You just got to use it to get used to it and gain confidence with it. When I first hooked up my solar, I was so paranoid that something was gonna frickin' go wrong with it, that like I would leave it shut off during the day while I was at work. Something I never showed, I don't think, in my videos is because I have the mattress right next to the wood stove, I designed this extension to the stove surround. Clever, right? Just to prevent any accidental sparkage from getting over there to the Theodore's a little manic this morning because there's birds outside, so I thought about getting like some chicken wire and building like an anti-Theodore netting over the top of this thing. So there's so much dust that's going to burn off of this in between this and the top of the firebox that it might set off my smoke alarm. All I gotta do is crack a window and turn on the max fan though, if that were to happen, so. So far so good with the kitten. He's just more concerned with the birds outside than anything going on over here. I just went grocery shopping yesterday and stocked up to be off-grid for a couple weeks. And behind the wood stove here, I tend to store a ton of crap so it doesn't fall off the counter when I'm driving. So this morning, to use this, I had to move all this shit. Don't look at that. All this healthy food here. You know. And if it gets hot enough, I'm going to have to move all my spices and shit too, because I put this rack here to just utilize as much space in the van as I could. I think this shield here is going to divert the heat enough where that won't be an issue, but I have this that I bought. It's a 3-inch chimney brush, and it comes with these extension pieces, so I can clean out my chimney whenever. Haven't used it yet because I've only used my stove once, but you know, I'm sure that'll get plenty of use over time. You can get like Duraflame chimney sweeper logs, like to loosen up the creosote, you know. I also heard you can melt like an aluminum can, like throw a pop can in there, and that does it too. I'll do some research, but I think with how often I use this thing, it'd be like a once a year task to clean my chimney, but we'll see. Kind of smells like popcorn. It's making me hungry. A nice clean burning fire too. Plenty of airflow. There's really no smoke coming out of that. It's doing it. The thing works. Cool. He is just now noticing the fireplace. He was totally focused on the birds until this point. I'll go ahead and set a cup of hot water right on the stove. Have some tea. Well, Theodore's actually being very well behaved. I am pleased. He's rowdy, but he's smart. These are like neat, you know. They're fun to look at, but they don't move like any air at all. It's kind of pointless. I just added a large piece. It's probably gonna be a little smoky because it has some bark on it. This is oak, and my water is warm but not hot. I think the Cubic Mini Grizzly, the one I was originally going to buy, probably doesn't have a separation between the top plate and the firebox, so it's better for cooking on. I mean, this will still get hot enough for tea, but I'm going to burn this piece and let it kind of fizzle out here. It's 9 in the morning, but I'll have another fire this evening. So I'm here at El Morro in New Mexico, and I've got the entire place to myself. It's about 7,000 feet, and it's the dead of winter, so nobody really comes here, and it's great. Daytime high, probably around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and last night's low was advertised as 15, but I think it only got down to like maybe 27 or something. But this is an extremely beautiful and peaceful place, and I'm going to be here for a few days. In the wintertime, they're closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and today's Wednesday. So I'm gonna hang out here probably till about Friday, and then I'll go and hike the monument again. I've been here before. Excuse me. And then I'll be moving on to my next place, but just kind of relaxing, hunkering down, using my wood stove that everyone said I would never use. And I did a bunch of grocery shopping yesterday, so I might make a stir fry tonight. That's kind of the idea. Something I've been craving for a while now. It's gonna be nothing fancy, and there won't be any Gordon Ramsay clips in this one, but well, my water's hot enough. I'm just doing a yogi today. So just for shits, I'm gonna use my carbon monoxide reader just to see what the levels are in the van. I do have a carbon monoxide / smoke alarm in there, and I'm sure it's fine, but I'm curious what the ppm is, because there is a little bit of smoke. This thing here, I've had it forever. I used to check people's furnaces when I did apartment maintenance, looking for cracked heat exchangers and stuff. But you turn it on outside in fresh air, and you wait 50 seconds for it to calibrate, and then you can go into the affected area and get a reading. All right, here we go. Reading 0. Not even a single ppm. That's impressive. Would have thought it'd be at least, 1 to 5. Not too shabby. I do have the max fan on low, pulling up, and then I have the window cracked right here. So we have fresh air in here. Cool. Nice and cozy in here. It's about 37 outside. Really not that cold. It was this morning, but tea's almost done. Looking good. Cats are eating snacks. Snack time. My spices ain't too hot at all. In fact, none of this is. None of the surrounding surfaces. Not bad at all. The surround that I built really just kind of projects the heat this way. And it's kind of nice sitting at my desk and having heat on my back. It feels good. And then the double wall pipe, game changer. Ceiling is not like hot to the touch or anything. Yeah, this is a solid ass installation, really. I kind of thought I'd be in colder climates more than I was this winter. I am now, but I spent a lot of time in Arizona. Might go back to Flagstaff too at some point, but my travel plans are going to take me back over into Utah for a little bit eventually, which it might get cold enough there. And take this off of here so it actually cools down enough for me to drink. I'll do a loop around camp here, show you guys. I did kind of in my last video, but I've got pretty much the most level spot. There's only like 6, 8 spots here. It's a tiny little camping loop. It's just really to accommodate people who are wanting to see the monument. And it's free, just like how Malpai was in my last video. This is a national monument, but it's free. The visitor center is. At least it was 2 years ago when I was here. They're very small spots. They're pretty much made for tents. As you come in the camp, it says 27-foot limit on any RVs, which I think is a little generous. I don't think you could really, maybe right there, but look how unlevel that is. I don't know if it shows on camera, but it's like that, you know. Beautiful views all around. Juniper and pinyon pine mostly, like Colorado pinyon. As you come in, there's this little deal here. Grab a slip and put it on the post. There's one water spigot. It's shut off for the season though, right there. It is a beautiful day too. It's probably about 35 right now. Not too windy. Beautiful sunny sky. There is El Morro. So the bottom of this bluff, that's a big sandstone bluff. The bottom of it has a bunch of inscriptions carved into it from travelers passing through, sort of like Register Cliff up in Wyoming. And then on the top, you can actually hike to the top of it, and there's like ruins of dwellings up there. It's pretty cool. And there's a visitor center with a little bit of some information and history and stuff. About 7,000 feet in elevation, like I said, which is really kind of the sweet spot, I think. It's nice here. I love ponderosa pine, which usually you got to get a little higher up for that. But this time of year, I wouldn't want to be any higher than 7,000 feet. It is pretty chilly. Probably go hike the monument tomorrow for you guys. I did a video here already, so I won't film too much of that. The main theme of this video is, you know, I'm finally using my wood stove. I got so many comments about that wood stove, like people saying I'll never use it, waste of space, scary, you know, etc. Which, you know, I get it. It is not the most practical thing. It's frickin' awesome though. I did buy like an intermediately priced Chinese diesel heater. Mine was like $200. All aluminum housing. It has the altitude adjustment on it, so it shouldn't sit up as easily. But if I didn't have the wood stove, I would be carrying a buddy heater with me as a backup, because you should always have a backup for your source of heat, you know. So if my diesel heater breaks in the middle of the night, I can fire up the wood stove and then fix my diesel heater whenever. I do carry spare parts with me. So this here, I believe, is like a stargazing setup. Like you'd put the telescope on that pad and then maybe, I think. They talk about a lot of stargazing here. There's signage and stuff about it, so no light pollution. And there really isn't. There aren't any major towns anywhere near here. I'm situated right between the Zuni Pueblo and the Rama Navajo, I believe. This is a pretty decent spot here. It's not as level as the one I'm in. But you could definitely fit a larger rig right here, kind of parallel with the road. And then you get this little chilling area here. Somebody left their trash in the fire pit. Might have to take care of that. The maintenance guy was here yesterday. He drove through, dumped the trash and stuff. And the ranger drove through this morning. And other than that, I've been all alone. This is a pretty decent spot too. Kind of in the trees. I wouldn't camp here with my rig just because solar and Starlink and stuff. I came through here on a road trip and I used this spot here. This was the only one available. And it's definitely hilly there. Oh, I guess there's two water thingies. But yeah, they're all shut off for the season. And then here's the vault toilet. They have a separated men and women's side. And the door's kind of rusty, so it doesn't really shut very well. And over here they have like an ADA, wheelchair accessible site. It's all paved and it's flat. And then over here we have some signage. Winter Constellation Fest, rocking with the cosmos all night long. And then see this one on the bottom here. It's kind of what Theodore's usually like. Beautiful, beautiful place. All alone in a beautiful part of New Mexico. Which is really like maybe my favorite state. I love me some Utah, but New Mexico is, it's I don't know. It's just something about it. It's underrated. I hope it stays that way. Something that's absolutely driving me mad right now, and I tried to take care of this when I was in Grants in the last video, but there is salt. There's salt all over my rig. It is, if you watched my build videos, you know how thoroughly I went through this fan and all the work I did to the underneath and all the body work and everything. These brand new aluminum rims. As soon as I get a chance, I'm going to be spraying my van. I tried to do it in Grants, but the one car wash that was there only had a 7-foot clearance. But yeah, there's freaking salt everywhere. It's driving me nuts. I think this little spot here is Theodore's first snow. He didn't seem to think much of it. Cutie Butts has seen plenty of snow. She spent her whole life in Nebraska with me. Well, it's a beautiful day here at El Morro. However, it's become overcast. So I'm running my generator and I'm going to make a stir fry. Now, traditionally you would fry everything in a wok, including the rice, and, you know, shake it all together. But we're doing this in a van. And I wanted to get some sesame oil and some shrimp, but they were both way too expensive for me. So we're doing beef and chicken, and then I'm just doing this and some pepper. I forgot to buy onion. I totally intended on buying a bag of onions and forgot. Fail. That's okay. So what I'm gonna do is just cook the beef and the chicken, and then I'll do the peppers real quick and mix in the other veg and kind of just fry it all up. And then I'll just heat up that rice. It's not even the right kind of rice either. It's jasmine rice, but I love jasmine rice. It's like my favorite. I do have the correct type of utensil. This is a bamboo, like wok spoon or spatula. I could, in theory, just cook the chicken and the beef together. It's, you know, it's a stir fry. We'll just do one at a time. We got all day. Alright, that might be a little too much, so I'm gonna put some of this in a bag and I'll just have it with some salad. Nothing wrong with that. Alright. Go ahead and open this. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Cabbage would have been a good addition to this meal too. Alright, that's done enough to move on to putting the chicken in it. I'm gonna fry it all together in the end. Alright, I'm gonna just add the beef right back in. Cook all this together for a minute and then add some General So to it. Alright, due to my pan size, I'm gonna have to just do the veggies separate, but I got General So in here doing his thing. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it all in this plate for now. I love this pan. You see how nothing at all sticks to it. Alright, I drained the can of stir-fry veg. It's like baby corn, bean sprouts, water chestnuts, all the good stuff. Way too much. But that's how it comes, you know. Try to reduce that down a bit. I'm sure it will. Alright, so I've reduced this down quite a bit. I'm going to get some of the excess moisture out. And I do have like way too much vegetable, I think, for the meat ratio. So I'm going to put a little bit of it in a bowl. Just kind of set it aside. I think that's probably good. Now we're going to reintroduce this with the General So sauce. And kind of stir it all together. stir fry, you know. I'm also going to add a little bit of this sweet soy sauce. I'm gonna simmer that for like 10 minutes and then do the rice and then plate it up. Alright, this is looking like something edible. It smells freaking amazing. Definitely limited on pan space here. But I'm gonna set this aside on this silicone thing and we'll get the rice going. This is like you just microwave it rice. I've done this many times now, but just put a little water in the pan and get it hot and sticky. And then we'll make a plate of some super indulgent stir fry in a van. Another future upgrade for the van, I might actually get an air fryer or something. I used to own an Instant Pot, but it was the big one. It would have taken up like way too much room in here. But air fryer would be great if I wanted some egg rolls or crab rangoon or something, some pot stickers, you know, whatever. And the rice is done. So we've got this dirty deep dish plate that I'm gonna use. I'll go ahead and put some rice. Which I will add a little bit extra soy sauce too. And the stir fry. Look at that. Delicious. It's all about the presentation, you know. You gotta have this like dirty, funky looking plate with sauce all up on the sides of it, and you know, put a little bit of some parsley on top or something. And there we have some stir fry in a van. Here, I'll wipe the edge of the plate so it looks a little less gross. Beautiful. Alright, I ate my plate of food and then I took all the remaining ingredients, including those extra veggies, and just put them all together in the same plate. And I'll cover that, put it in the fridge, and I'll have food tomorrow. And now I have a bunch of dishes to do. And we're all done. I'm gonna go for another loop around the campsite. I always like to stay active right after I eat, otherwise I get pretty sleepy. Alright, batteries are 100% charged. I'm gonna just lay down and take a nap or something. Just relax for a few hours, read a book. Well, it's evening time now and it's cooling down outside, so I'm gonna get a fire going again. I already put some sticks in here and a couple of my little fire starting squares. There we go. Just gonna get cozy, watch some YouTubes with the cats, pull my little shield out. Not totally necessary. If I had the door open and was like adding something to the fire and something happened to hit the mattress, that's when this would come in handy. But yeah, get the fire going here and have a nice relaxing evening. Still alone in this campsite. You see pretty much instant results when you mess with the damper. They'll open it all the way. Flames are like totally blasting towards the top of the box. Close it about that much. That's pretty good. Any further than that, it'll start to smoke and choke the fire out. See, that's all the way closed. It's going to consume all of its oxygen. Right now I'm keeping it about a third of the way. The amount of wood you have to use is like none at all. I have like 4 sticks in there. And it's a decent little fire. All the heat really kind of comes this way, which is nice. It's perfect for just sitting here at my desk. Plus, my kitties are loving it. They're pretty cozy. Little fans running now. So I'm just adding like 1 stick at a time, and that seems to be the ticket. This 1 bag of wood that I got would last me like a month at this rate. And I have the max fan open and the kitchen window open about halfway. And right now I have the damper all the way open. Because it's a little windy outside, and it seemed like it was pulling the air through too much, which I thought closing the damper would improve that, but actually having the window cracked and then this open and then just having a little smaller of a fire, it's like I got it optimized here. It's nice and cozy. Waiting for my window to sit up and turn black like everyone else's does. I've been burning this fire for 4 or 5 hours now. Oh, good morning. I ran that stove for like 6 hours yesterday. I stopped putting wood in it around 10 o'clock when I went to sleep. And then this morning I kicked on the diesel heater around 5 a.m. Mostly to heat up my batteries. So the way that I have my van designed, when the diesel heater runs, it draws the warm air from the cabin across the batteries and the water tank. I made return air ducts in those compartments. So when I run the wood stove, it's really not heating my batteries or my water tank. So before the sun came up this morning, just to ensure that my batteries were above freezing, I kicked on the diesel heater, so works out pretty well. I might modify that design just a little bit in the future and add like a one-way like flap to the little portholes that I cut between the battery and water tank compartments and the rear trunk area. That way, when I am just running the wood stove exclusively, the cold air in the trunk area will be separate. Won't be like, it'll keep the cold away from my batteries in my water tank. I got the dumb batteries, which is what I wanted. I didn't want any Bluetooth or any of that bull crap. But they don't even have a low temp cutoff. They're like very primitive, very reliable, but no features whatsoever. If I wanted to make my van like a super winter capable 4-season rig, I would add like a heating pad under the batteries like I did with my gray tank. I would also have AC at that point, but I can dabble in some cold temps without worry. But at this point, I am completely 100% confident with that wood stove. Everything went perfectly well. Theodore was a big concern because he's so rowdy. I was worried that he would be trying to run across the top of the stove and get burnt and stuff. But nope, he is smart enough to know that things are hot and fire and stay away. So he's a smart cat, and I'm pleased. I had no worries about my other cat climbing over the wood stove, because she never does, even when it's not being used. She's a good girl. No carbon monoxide, no smoke, no issues whatsoever. It was a very, very just pleasant, comfortable, peaceful, enjoyable experience. And I have no regrets at all about putting a wood stove in my van. I'm very happy with it. And it's awesome. It's like a little freaking wood cabin in there, You got a little fire going. I got the wood panel ceiling, and it's just a super cozy, awesome experience. Yeah, the way I did set up my bed is if I wanted to like watch the fire in the stove, I would have to like lay the other way. Then my head would be kind of up against my TV, but I mean, you can only do so much in a tiny, I got the small box fan. It's 60 square feet of living space, But it's great. The wood stove is awesome. Works perfect. So, yeah. That was a success. I don't know why I waited so long to use it, but it really just hasn't been cold enough yet. Like, it's real cold here, I'm going to use the wood stove again tonight, and then tomorrow morning, bright and early, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to head to Gallup, New Mexico, and finally wash my van. I'm going to get all this salt off and do a load of laundry. And there's a Safeway there, so I'm going to stock up even more because I'm going way off grid. The next few videos are going to be pretty exciting. So thanks for watching another one. I appreciate you guys. Hope you're doing well. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see ya.